back to business and politics. We're talking to Leah and Brian of the Philippine Marketing Association. Leah, you mentioned ethics. I mean, that makes me wonder whether or not we need new laws or maybe new ways of thinking, maybe even new policies, because we're going into this a new era that is both exciting and terrifying. It's exciting because there are new opportunities, obviously, but there's also concern because as things change, the old ways of doing things will no longer be there, right? But going back to ethics, is there something that maybe government or the PMA should be looking at so that we have a good environment that protects both the interest of businesses and the interest of consumers moving forward? What's your sense, or are the present rules enough and we don't know yet how to maybe operate in the future? What's your sense?
Well, it seems interesting for everybody to really use this new technology. But at the end of the day, it's very important for all the industries to really gather, the academe, the industries, and even the government to really craft on ethical standards that will create a safe space for everybody. Because as you know, when you go to the virtual world and everything is out there, we need to have a community standards that everyone will be more responsible in terms of the usage, so that we, our kids will be protected, and then our community will somehow will really benefit. So sometimes in the course of doing business, we also have to ensure that we do not just very focus on the profit. We also have to take responsibility.
Spoken like a true mother. I mean, I'm concerned too, because I mean, you as a parent, I mean, you wonder what your children do online, and you don't monitor them 24/7, right? So, what about you, Brian? I mean, have you seen any behavior that causes you to be a bit concerned that maybe either PMA or the government should do something about it?
When we did the study about metaverse marketing, there are some alarming considerations that we have to take on. For example, misrepresentation, because it's 3D, a person can just be rendered, hiding in a character that is not imitating somebody.
You just remind me that I'm fortunate not to be dating in this generation.
So, those are some considerations, correct? So, I agree to what Leah has mentioned. As a community, we have to come together. That's why PMA is trying to look into this and gather on together with our partner organizations a law that we would propose in the Congress when it comes to the prevalence of fake news or misrepresentation or even scamming and all, using fake identities. We're crafting something. Rest assured that we will try to have Congress or partner with the government to really draft something to safeguard our consumers and businesses, because there's really a big loss when it comes to these malpractices and all. So we have to arrest and be a self-regulating community as together when we are doing it offline. So one of the initiatives that we signed off is Scamwatch Philippines. Scamwatch. So yes, this is in partnership with DICT, where those who are scammed can just call a hotline. We'll try to provide the graphics for that so that the consumers can just call if they got scammed or what sometimes the helplessness of you don't know where to talk to, who to call. So that's just one of the initiatives that we are doing right now. And education, of course. We need to educate our SMEs. That's why the advocacy of PMA in Go Negosyo. We are participating in Go Negosyo nationwide. We're mentoring. Leah is a mentor. I am a mentor. So that they are educated when it comes to the usage of these technologies.
Especially that they are actually very reliant to the Philippine Marketing Association when it comes to digital marketing.
Correct. And they're reliant because they're not as knowledgeable as you guys are, because you are practitioners. You see it firsthand, right? So as policymakers, they rely on you because it's so new. Is that the reason?
Yes.
It's
and
hard for them to
apart from
navigate,
because
yeah.
they know that it's probably because it's our core. It's
Yes.
our
It's your core expertise, yeah. But have you guys seen specific practices or maybe specific scams that a little bit more concerning because the technology is out there to do much more damage, right? Or
No.
maybe the ability to fool people is a little bit easier.
When
with AI.
I was talking to Josel de Guzman, the main proponent of ScamWatch Philippines, the common scams would be the banking, the OTP, you
Yeah,
know, because of
yeah.
the lack of education. It's basic. You don't give out your OTP.
Yeah.
You don't give out your information.
Sure.
But you know, because there's lack of education, there's lack of awareness,
Sure.
they got scammed easily. So
and because of social media
as well. Correct. So it's a matter of us really elevating our education proponents, our projects, and really, telling everybody this is what you should do when you encounter this. And at the same time, what more? That's just
Right.
basic. What more if we are in the AI era already, or we are in the metaverse era already? There's
wherein
really
you can actually just create a fake profile.
Correct.
Right.
So those safeguards we have to consider, and that's what we are going to craft all together in a possible law
A new
that
bill,
would
yeah.
would be spearheading for presentation with
And
our
that's why the
government.
Philippine Marketing Association actually claimed is a very diversified membership. We have a very diversified membership because we want to collaborate with different industries. And even we build strong relationship with the government.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, where is that bill at? Are you working on it among PMA members, or have you actually suggested this to some lawmakers?
I've talked to some lawmakers.
Okay.
We're still crafting the
Okay.
plan,
So you're still developing,
everything.
yeah.
It's all developing. Hopefully, we'll be able to pass it on next year.
Yeah.
Because there are so many considerations. What ifs, this industry, etc. and all. So as Leah is
And
mentioning,
consultations
also. So it would be
Yeah.
a long journey for us, but it would encompass all digital social media platforms.
Right. And so you mentioned that among the scams sometimes the scam person himself or herself could have done something. Is there a policy that PMA can suggest maybe to DepEd is looking at the K-12 curriculum. What is it that we need? Do we need financial literacy? Do we need critical thinking? Do we need more exposure to technology just so that we know what may be reliable and what's not reliable? How do you see? Because among your members, you guys have, I'm sure, code of ethics, right?
Yes.
It's the one that's not covered by the code of ethics that we're worrying about. But how, if we can't cover them, I mean, the next logical thing is maybe to empower the consumers themselves, right? But how do we go about that?
So actually, most of the time, PMA is invited into review of curriculums.
Okay.
Especially as to because most of us are really marketing professionals or owners of businesses.
Sure.
So there's practical applications to
Application.
it. So that's right. A proposal of the basic things, financial
Yeah.
literacy. Even when I think this is common to all our viewers and you,
Sure,
myself.
sure.
We were never taught how to get the TIN, what is the SSS all about. These
Yeah.
basic things should be really integrated into the curriculum, and more practical things, because pain point that most of the businesses, when we talk, the graduates are not ready. When they come to our company, what they learn in school
Yeah.
is that
It's really
what,
different. There's a gap.
Correct. That's what we are trying to address, because PMA is also composed of academe. That's
Sure,
why
sure.
we're very happy that the
Sure.
academe is very open into inviting us and injecting practical lessons, theories, or actual applications. And another thing that we would like to emphasize is sustainability. Because, if we don't have a planet to live on,
Right.
all of this metaverse
That's
talks
the
and
point of,
AI,
marketing,
there's
yeah.
no point.
Yeah.
And this is what that's why you earlier on your introduction, you have the 4 P's. Leah
Yeah.
would introduce the 5th P, which is
Purpose.
The purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a deepening actually concern about the environment and about sustainability in the recent years. 5 years ago, as a company, we have difficulty in terms of making people understand about sustainability.
This is Prestige?
Yeah, Prestige.
Okay.
But as years go by, we see that more people are actually more interested in hearing about sustainability. And in recent years, we're not only talking now to brand owners, we are now talking to the academe as well. And then we anchor the students on how they can become actually more sustainable in the schools. So we see a lot of interest, but actually this is not more of a trend.
Okay.
It's a call to take action and to take responsibility, because as we know, we are pressed for time already. We are not hitting our targets in terms of meeting our targets for the Sustainable Development Goals. 2030 is coming, but in terms of addressing our climate action, which is SDG number 13, we are really lagging behind. And Philippines being one of the contributor of plastic.
The worst, they say.
The number one.
Yes. So we need to campaign more on sustainability, especially so that we in the Philippine Marketing Association is actually, well, as you said, we are the executives. We are actually the one promoting.
Sure.
So we are not supposed to only sell products that are profitable. We also have to be responsible in terms of giving back.
Yeah, but is there something else missing? Because I mean, the government just added a new possible tax on single-use plastics among the priority bills. There are existing laws dealing with Solid Waste Management Act. I mean, do you see something? I mean, missing pieces so that maybe can address those sustainability issues?
Well, recently, the government is actually advocating now the Extended Producers Act. They've been actively communicating the
you're supporting
EPR
that as
2020.
PMA?
We are actually supporting
Yes.
the EPR. And we being, the PMA is actually we are the founding member of the Global Compact Network Philippines, which supports the United Nations Global Compact in terms of pushing for the SDG 17. So we highly support that, and that is supposed to be imposed the soonest possible time, and that's supposed to address the plastic issue. So we are actually very hopeful that with that new regulation, we will be able to reduce plastic, because that circles around on the topic of circularity and zero waste.
Yeah.
So well, as a company in Prestige also, we are very keen in terms of pushing for sustainability, and we kept on really communicating, because that is the only way to really anchor people, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's not only about everything actually starts at home. The problem is, even if the products are recyclable, we do not segregate properly. We do not have regulations to segregate our own trashes. And then they are not being collected properly, and that's another hurdle. And then after that, they are not being brought back to the recycling facility. So therefore, even if the product is recycled, so we were not able to reuse that or to make use of it. So I think with the collaboration, we will be having a stronger voice in the Philippine Marketing Association, and probably with the media in terms of pushing more sustainability campaigns.
Sure. Well, that certainly sounds like there's a lot to be done. We'll have to take another quick break. Please stay tuned. We're talking to LEAH and BRYAN at the Philippine Marketing Association.